Hello and welcome to Unpreachy, a podcast of reflections and homilies from St. John Chrysostom Parish. Today, Father Brian Zumbrum reflects on Mark chapter 1, verses 1 to 8, the Gospel reading for the second Sunday in Advent, December 10th, 2023.
2 years ago when I was in seminary, one of my professors stood before the class and told us in no uncertain terms that we had one job as preachers. You are to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Now, I always figured the second part would be difficult, because no one likes being told that they're wrong, or have things that they might need to improve. No one likes to believe that their status quo is open to critique, that their family or job, neighborhood or country or church could possibly be in need of change to better reflect the gospel that we preach. But what my professor failed to mention is just how difficult the first part is as well. See, I used to think that at least the first half was sort of up my alley, because I would hear texts like our first reading, and I would picture the image of a God who comes to comfort his people. And I would be filled with such incredible peace, knowing that when I'm afflicted or brought low, when all seems lost, God is there, making the way straight, filling in the valleys, removing the obstacles and paths before me. Beautiful, right? But when I'm asked to do that work, to be the instrument by which God's comfort will be offered, well, that's a whole nother ballgame. Because being with the afflicted means sharing in their affliction. To hold someone in their grief, to feel their sobs that shake your entire body, to sit by the side of the hospital bed, to listen to the incessant beeps of those monitors, to watch a face screwed up in pain simply wanting to go home, to walk into homes located in neighborhoods that know the scourge of poverty and violence, to sit around tables and share in fears of deportation, incarceration, eviction, and depression. To listen to the friend who has family in Palestine, to watch as they light their menorah, to hear the stories of those who grew up in Ukraine, who were assaulted when they were a teenager, who were kicked out of the house when they came out, who were told they were going to hell when they got their abortion. To look at a little child and explain the things that seem unexplainable, like why their classmate can be so cruel, or why their parent must move out, or why someone needed to die. So much pain, so much anger, so much fear and despair and affliction. This invitation to bring that comfort into all those spaces is not for the faint of heart. And yet, it is what we're still called to do. To bring and be peace and healing, solace and compassion, hope and justice, until every valley too is filled, until every mountain that stands in their way is one day leveled. Is this not the invitation of John the Baptist? To join him in his work at the River Jordan, plunging into the same waters as those who crowd the shores, all those hurting and lost, weighed down by sin and failure, weighed down by the burdens and miseries of daily life, seeking the comfort, the possibility, the hope that is offered. And in so doing, we get drenched ourselves in the process. We become worn out by this work. And yet, we get the privilege of watching in awe as each new face breaks through the surface of the water, sunlight shimmering as they discover what is possible. When they encounter their God anew and find the comfort they so desperately seek. My friends, this work, this Advent work, is certainly not easy. but I'm convinced it's the only work of preparation that really matters. To incarnate this God who we await once more, to be the comfort and hope promised this Advent season, to build the kingdom that we await its fulfillment this Christmas Day. May God be praised.
Unpreachy is a production of St. John Chrysostom Parish in Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Visit us at sjcparish.org. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. This podcast was produced by Brendan Lorden with music by Skytoes on Upbeat. Thanks for listening. Be well.